Hi, it's Cory, and today you're going to learn how to play the Great Fairy Fountain theme from the Legend of Zelda theme. So today we're going to do an easy version of this, just going to be taking out the main melody there to make it a little bit easier for you guys. But if you're interested at all in getting the lead sheet for either this tutorial or any of my other tutorials or play-alongs and stuff, check out my Patreon. That's where I keep all my resources. It's an awesome community. It's a great way to support the channel and also to improve your ukulele playing as well. Basically what this melody is, we're gonna be playing this all on just quarter notes, and basically what you're doing here is just you're having a descending line and you're skipping by thirds initially and then just kind of repeating. So it's a very repetitive little pattern, and what we call this in music is a sequence, and that's what we're doing. We're gonna be starting with the open A here and just picking it and making sure it sounds correctly. Then we're gonna be moving to the second string. For the first measure, we have that open A. Then we're gonna be taking our third finger, placing it on the third fret second string, and with your first finger picking 3 and then moving, lifting that third and using your second finger for on the second fret here. We're playing G, F sharp, and then going back up to the G. So using the frets on that second string is just 3, 2, 3. So putting that all together for that entire measure, we have open A, then G, F sharp, G. Moving to the second measure, we're going to stay on that second line, but instead we're going to play a G and then go to our F, which is placing our first finger on the first fret of the second string. So then we're lifting up that third finger, playing that F, and then you have an open E here. So just plucking the string on the second string without anything, without your left hand here, and then going back to that F. So with the first measure and the second measure, we have this so far. And notice when I'm doing that, I'm using my second finger on the first string, and then when I move to the second string, I'm letting my first finger take over as far as picking. And I'm trying to be really, really purposeful with where I'm putting my fingers to help me best map out the way. And I have this all written out in the tab of what you can see. And if you're not really sure what you're seeing down on the screen and what I'm talking about when I say tab, make sure to check out my how to read tab video, and that can explain things further. After this, we're in the third measure here, and we're going to be starting to introduce that third string. So we're going to have our fingers still on the F, play an E again, and then we're going to move our third finger over to the third string and pluck that pitch right there. And that creates a D sharp for us right there. And then we're going to pick back on an open E. So that whole measure sounds like this. We have F, E, D sharp, E. So we're going to do measures 1 through 3 now, okay? 1, 2, measures 1 through 3. A, G, F sharp, G, G, F, E, F, F, E. Then we have D sharp, all right? And then we're going to end with that open E again. And from here, we're going to have another open E. So we're looking at measure 4 now. And then back to the second string, you're just going to be not using your third, use your second finger, then placing it on the second fret here. And that's going to give you your D pitch, and then you're moving from D, C sharp with your finger on the first fret of the third string, and then back to the D. So for that whole measure, you have E, D, C sharp, D. Then you're going to have a little bit of repeat here, where you're going to repeat again the A, then G, F sharp, G, but you're going to go up a little bit. So now we're looking at the 6th measure here. I kind of glossed over the 5th measure a little bit just because it's repeated material. We already played that in the first measure. So what we're going to be doing for the 6th measure is on the first string, you're going to be using your first finger to pluck on that first string, first fret. Then you're going to have an open A. Then you're going to be moving back to the second string, but use your third finger. Still here, you just slide it up a little bit. and then back to an open A. Now the next measure on measure 7, it's all going to be on the first string. So you have your third finger on the 3rd fret here, then your first finger on the 1st fret, then open A, first finger on 1st fret again, and then you're going to do one more open A. This is our last measure here. And then you're moving back to that 2nd string, ending out with a G and then F, E. And then you have a repeat sign because it just repeats the material again. So what's cool about a lot of these little Zelda melodies is they were meant to be super repetitive, because if you were in a dungeon or you were at the fairy fountain, you could just run around however long you want. So they're not very long often, they're short little snippets. What we end up with, and I'm going to just say out the notes as we play it, kind of giving you some guided practice here. If we're starting back at measure 1, we're going to go 1, 2, and let's try it slow together. We have A, G, F sharp, G, G, F, E, F, F, E. Then we have that D sharp, E, E, then D, C sharp, D. Repeat first measure, A, G, F sharp, G, then we go up to A sharp, then A, and then we're moving up to a G sharp, and then back to the A, and then C, B flat, A, B flat, A, G, F, F, E. All right, and then you just repeat it. But with all that, that's kind of how you're playing the main melody here. You can also play these on half notes if you wanted to. We're going just with quarter notes here, so a 1, 2, 3, 4. You could play a little faster, or you could play it really slow on a half note. You could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It can be whatever you want. At this time, let's do a play along. 1, 2, here we go, and then repeat. And that's that. That's how you play the Great Fairy Fountain theme from the Legend of Zelda series. If there are any other tunes that you would love to see made into tutorials for you from that series, let me know. I'm a huge fan. I already have some created those, so make sure to check out my channel first, and I'll also have those linked in a playlist for you down below, along with a bunch of other like fun kind of nerdy video game music as well. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye!